Hey, what's going on, guys? Another day here at the shop. Starting to get pretty warm here already. But anyway, I turned the fan off this time because I keep forget to turn it off when I'm doing my videos. So sorry for the background noise. But anyway, sitting over here next to Kiwi's stroker motor, and just putting some more things on it. And these are just sitting on here for right now because I'm still waiting for my keyway to show up. They're saying now it's going to be Monday, and then I'm still waiting on other parts from Kiwi to show up. So we'll do a video on this hopefully soon, as far as getting the cam dialed in and the rockers and how to adjust them. But what I want to talk about today is when you're doing a project and you get all the paperwork for everything that comes in on this motor, like the cam, your crank, your heads, lifters, push rods, or whatever my case may be. Some people I know already do this to an extent. You know, they write down everything they've done. But I just want to touch base on what I do and what I'm doing for Kiwi. When we first, as y'all know, when we first got this motor, we really didn't know much about it. We know we had certain parts in it. Didn't know the name brand or the cam, didn't know what lift it was or what cam it was, the cranks and rods and everything, and the heads, because at the time we had no paperwork on it, and Kiwi didn't know if he had paperwork or not on it. Well, further along as the build got, since I've gotten here, or got the motor here at my house to put it together, and Kiwi started finding paperwork on it. And so what I'm doing now is I'm documenting everything in this book, because I know one of the worst things in the world is buying a motor from somebody else that's been put together, no documentation on the motor. You don't know what it's got in it, what the cam is degreed in at, what pistons it's got in it, and so forth. And sometimes it can be a real pain in the ass if you got one that's running and you put it in there, you're trying to set the timing's not right, or it's not matching up with your stall converter or whatever else. But this gives the next person an idea of what you did with the motor, what parts are in it, you know, like what the clearances were on the bearings and the mains, torque specs, you know, so that way it gives that next person a really good idea of what's in this motor, and then he can kind of go from there. So what I done was, and I usually do this on some of my builds, I put everything in a folder. So that way, if you decide to sell, or even for yourself, you know, you can put it up on the shelf and mark, on this case, 512 stroker, you know, 57 Hemi, 350 Chevy, whatever you're working on, 302, 5.0. That way you got a documented history what's been done with this motor. And for me, with my memory now, it's not as good as it used to be, haha. I can look back and refresh my memory what I've done to this motor. So say for instance, we get this motor in, Kiwi drives it around for a while, has no issues, races it a few times, and then all of a sudden there's an issue. And this could be a year down the road. Hey Al, I need you to check out, see what's up. Well, a lot of things happen between a year. And this will give me a reference. Okay, this is what's in it, this is what the lashes were set at, you know, and so forth. So basically what I did was I just make a book that's got everything in it, like all the parts I buy. And because a lot of times it comes with stuff and it gives you, you know, their recommended torque specs, you know, so like here I've got the balancer in and how you set it up, where you torque it at, you know, the heads on these E-streets, it shows you how to torque them down, what the torques are needing to be, cam specs, I mean, and the list goes on, how to set the timing up. You know, and then you also got like installation procedures that you want you to go by, so that way you're not avoiding the warranty out. And also too, the good thing is you can keep track of all your invoices. You know, it's like here's the rockers. So now we know what's all in this motor. The stroker kit, their procedures on doing each part of it. And then you can put all your invoices in there, so it shows what you paid for it, what parts are in it. You're verifying that you got the parts, they weren't secondhand parts. And so So that way it just keeps a good, diary of what you're doing with this motor. So, so when the next guy buys your motor, you go, oh, by the way, here's the book that everything's been done on it. And, it helps it, it might help it sell faster. So they know what's in it, they know what they're getting, and they know that they're getting a good motor. And, but I still got a lot to do to put in here. I'm going to put the rod specs in it. I'm going to put the bearing clearance specs, the main bearing clearance specs. I mean, everything. And so that way this motor is well documented. So if, say for instance, Kiwi decides to sell this motor with the car, the person who gets it knows what's up. And but I just wanted to share that with y'all. It just makes things easier on the end. I know as well as y'all, I've gotten some motors at the time not knowing what's in it and have to dig into it and investigate, to find out what's up. But other than that, guys, keep doing your builds, have fun, enjoy it, take your time, do it right the first time, and I'll see you down the road. God, I gotta get my yard cut and bring out the weed eater. Crap. But I got plans for you. Yes, I do. I'm gonna pull the heart out of this thing and put it in something else. Coming soon. So stay tuned. And don't forget to like, subscribe, really helps out. And for the merch, go to moparal.com for t-shirts and stickers. Yes, this is going to be nice. Build coming soon.